When I saw my first glimpse of this game, I was immediately attracted to its unique, surreal visual style and unconventional gameplay mechanics. And then as I tried it out for the first time, I was immediately mind-boggled at how to actually play it, even after a brief tutorial. But after a bit of experimentation and perseverance, I started figuring things out and started getting pretty excited about actually clearing some levels, fighting bosses, and seeing what was gonna come next. And then I guess I felt a bit let down. This up and down roller coaster ride is my experience with this trippy rhythmic shooter for the 3DS, Dream Trigger 3D. At the very least, it's hard to dispute that the development team at Artco pushed their creative boundaries with Dream Trigger 3D's abstract design. Describing the gameplay is tough, but here goes. Basically, you control a reticule or chip or butterfly thing on the top screen using the circle pad of the DS, and use the shoulder button to fire at incoming enemies. Sounds simple enough so far, but the enemies start being invisible up on the top screen, and they're only visible as dots on the bottom touchscreen radar. They'll have to be revealed by placing sonar pings with your stylus, and those pings are activated by a rhythmically scrolling bar. And you have a limited amount that you can place at once, which is reset whenever the bar scrolls again. So you'll need to predict the movement patterns and time things out carefully before actually blasting away the weird geometric creatures that are also shooting stuff at you. Well, at least you're invincible while you're firing, but you only fire as long as your attack meter is full, and that's replenished by revealing more enemies. Oh yeah, and there's also health power-ups that are pretty essential for survival as they slowly drift up in a very cool and actually very functional use of the 3D effect on the 3DS. But yeah, that's a lot to take in at once, and at first I was definitely struggling with where I should be placing my visual focus, all the while being wowed by the strange but beautiful 3D visuals. But after enough time, you'll hit that moment of zen, and you should be able to figure this out. Everything will start flowing much more smoothly, reminiscent of some of the old Bit Trip games, and the throbbing electronic soundtrack and abstract visuals coalesce with the gameplay quite nicely. So once you can actually start beating levels, you'll discover that there's over 50 more, along with plenty of achievement-based challenges, time attack modes, and even a versus mode to keep the game going. But as you play more levels, the game doesn't really seem to evolve all that much. The backgrounds and objects on screen can change, but the changes in enemy patterns and difficulty levels ramp up fairly slowly, and things can actually get pretty mundane and repetitive. It seems kind of weird to say that for such a complex core gameplay mechanic, but it's almost like it starts out too complicated for it to go anywhere else. I definitely had fun with this for a while, and it's a great weird little game to play in short bursts, but sadly it's not something I could see myself really digging into for extended periods. But if you're into this kind of techno, tenori-on, shmup thing, Dream Trigger 3D is at least very refreshing for its originality.